Okay, you're live. This is where I feel kind of dumb because I made a couple videos in the last month or so where I've said I don't own any Stetson hats, which was more of a brain fart than a lie. And I had mentioned that I have this one that is, actually a Stetson hat, and I have a flat cap somewhere that I didn't dig out. But obviously this isn't what you think of when you think of a Stetson hat, right? A wide brimmed cowboy, boss of the plains or whatever. Well, I don't still have one of those. Okay. But I do have, and I've mentioned these in videos before, but they didn't get a ton of views. So might as well give it its own category now and do that for those of you who are new, because I did chapter 28 was about winter hats and cowboy Western style hats. That I might have mentioned it in that one. And then episode 40 was casual hats, cowboy, trilby, and fedora. So that one almost certainly. And I think I mentioned this one in that, and I'll be talking about again in a minute. And you're not supposed to do that, but this one is a coconut hat and not a Stetson. But an example of that type, or this one, the trilby, when you put it up like this, it's called a pork pie, but if you push it down, then it becomes a stingy brim Sinatra hat or something, whatever they're calling them this week, and I have some other ones that are not coconut. A little bit of a wider brim, warm weather thing, and then a stingy brim, it's the wrong size for me. So those type of things. These, on the other hand, the travel hats are a bit heavier. They're not necessarily perfect for the weather I'm having now, which is why I kind of forgot about them till I was looking for some other hats. Because usually I get this one out in time for spring because it's green, and I wear a lot of green in spring, and I had completely forgotten to do that. So this will be the first one we'll discuss. And so it's crushable, as they say, and 100% wool and water repellent, and made in USA at the time. I'm sure they still are. And so you can see Stetson, and it has got the cloth brim instead of, or the band instead of the leather. And so this model was called the Expedition. I don't know if it's discontinued. You got the little bow in the back, and the sizing is generic, small, medium, large, and works pretty good. It's not the worst fit. The brim, again, being floppy with the wire instead of a stiff brim like the Akubra ones that I was doing the video of, and the Cody James and the Justin and the other cowboy hats. So again, not as, knocked the dimple up, not as wide of a brim as your standard cowboy hat, more of a probably 3.5, somewhere in there. The felt not as stiff either. Like, it'll take a shape, but it'll also lose that shape, and can be a little finicky to want to stay put because it's crushable. So, but you're supposed to be able to push them up and then smash it and roll it, and pack it in your bag, which I've never really done it with this one before, but something along those lines, or how you're supposed to twist it. I don't know. It didn't come with instructions or anything, but the point being, if it gets all mashed and, flattened and whatever, that it mostly springs back into shape with a little bit of, finesse, and goes more or less back to the factory setting. So it's, but it's an outdoor hat. It's not, going to look quite as nice as, again, something that's meant to be more shaped, all that kind of thing. I suppose you could smash this, but you'd probably regret it. This is not even one of my best hats, but just convenient because it's sitting right here. I do have other similar hats that I've shown in a bunch of videos. You know, recently I was showing off the Duluth one and this is the Dorfman or Scala, I don't know. I think it's Dorfman Pacific or whatever. It might be a different brand, I'm not sure. And then this one, I think this is meant to be a Crush. Yeah, packable, water repellent, made in USA. The original light felt from Duluth Trading. So it might be made by, you know, whoever and then branded as Duluth. I don't know where they get these, but this is a totally separate company for sure. And again, though, with the generic sizing, medium, right? So, but this one isn't advertised as packable and crushable and all that, but it has a different crown shape and all that. So I haven't really been that adventurous trying to mash it and shove it in a shove it in a bag and all that. But yeah, like I said, this one not the perfect fit on me. It's a little big, it's a little sloppy, but I've worn it. And having a little bit longer hair right now helps. When I have really short hair, I have to kind of adjust which hat I'm gonna wear. This other one, it's not in the correct box. I had another brown one. See, the reason I forgot about this one is because I have this other brown one that I thought might be a Stetson. And then I thought, I second guessed, I thought, no, I think I got it from Cabela's, but it might be a Stetson. But it turns out it's neither. It's from Boot Barn and it's a Cody James. So I was completely wrong both times. And that really threw me for a loop because I had that one, I had another brown one, and I thought I had taken the hat band off the other brown one. Now the hat band in question is the one that came off of this one when it started to break. I wanted to save the band, and I wasn't sure if I could re-sew this hat and kind of connect the brim back to the crown or not. I asked at one store that I thought might know about that sort of thing, and they were kind of like, maybe, you know. So I was like, okay, well, we'll see. But it's not like a huge priority because I have a bunch of other hats and it's not that hot out yet. But I do like that hat. Anyway, so this hat that I had forgotten about, again, this is not the original band, and the other two hats, neither of those is a Stetson, as it turns out. But this one is a Stetson, and it's not exactly, I don't know what color this is called. Sage. So yeah, it's not exactly brown. That's why I got that other one from Boot Barn, not Cabela's, as it turns out. This one needs a little brushing maybe. But this one has more of the teardrop crown. Again, what the actual band looks like under here. Oh yeah, it's kind of a generic leather thing. With a stitch. You can kind of see it before I cover it back over. But again, it's got the wire. It's crushable. Again, even with this teardrop shape, you can see it is a Stetson. It is called a Gallatin. Whether or not either of these models are still in production, I don't know. It's also a medium, but they do have other, basically the same stuff. You're just going to pay way more for them than I did because I bought these several years ago. And of course, like I said, I've worn this one and haven't really worn this one because it still has the tags on it, as you can see. And it's got the little Stetson sticker on the side there, which again, I'm covering over to make it look more Africa friendly, adventure safari theme instead of whatever theme, mountain man, I guess. But it is a green, like I said, kind of a green, I don't know, this light will do it justice. So you can see they're both green. What do I have that's brown? This one's not even brown. This one's technically green also, but it's a much more brown green than this brown green. The light really makes a lot of glare. So let's see if I can get accurate. That's not terrible. It's a little bit glare on the browner green one. But I mean, I have some actual brown stuff in here that just doesn't happen to be a dark colored hat. Guitar strap work. There, brown, green. You can see it's really green once you put it next to something brown, right? Even though it looks brown brownish-ish on its own, but not as brownish as, again, this Scala one. Scala, Dorfman. But again, with this teardrop shape, I'm a little less adventurous to want to muck it up and twist it and bend it. So I won't be doing that with this hat because it's not. So Stetson Crushable, 100% wool, water repellent, made in USA. So everything it says on the inside, it says on this tag. And there's a little hydro something sticker, whatever all that means. And dry Lex, the original moisture management fabrics. So it's got some kind of treatment on it, probably, that they spray it when they do. So Gallatin 42 Sage. So I don't know if that means it comes in 42 colors or if Gallatin is model number 42 or what. If I could get less glare. And there's apparently I paid $70 for this one, wherever I got it. Or that was the list price anyway. I might have paid less. Might have had a coupon or something. This might have been the one I did get from Cabela's that I'm confusing with the other one. But I don't know why Cabela's would have a floor sticker tag like that on here, unless it came from one of the stores. But this also actually probably came from Orvis, because I got that other hat from Orvis that is whatever brand. I don't think that one's a Stetson. If I'll find it tomorrow and be like, oh no, it isn't. No, I don't remember which Orvis. Oh, it's that. I have that light tan oatmeal-y kind of one. I don't think that's a Stetson though. Well, apologies if it was, because it should have been in this video. And yeah, the brim size is more or less the same. Cut the same knife as the other company guy said. So you can see they are almost the exact same hat with a slightly different crown shape and a slightly different hat band. This one that I've been lazy about showing. See, I have photos of this that I may have posted before, and I'll post them again in the community just to coincide with this video. But this one has this kind of feather thing going on, the hat band that I like, and kind of a slubbier wool. This one being a little bit of a smoother texture, less heathered is the word I'm looking for. For the color ish, the felt is, almost the exact same, but this one is a little less furry and this one's a little more furry, so that adds to the heathered kind of look. This one's a little smaller, fits a little tighter, but I'm sure better overall once I get like wearing it. But of course, it's still got the tag on it. I haven't worn it, whereas like I said, I've worn this one. And now we've gone all blurry because the camera hates it when I move around too much. Okay, so I don't know when it's going to come back, and I don't know if that other hat that I got is a Stetson, but I doubt it. I think I would have mentioned it. And I don't know what else to say about them except that they are Stetson hats, and they are crushable, and they are felt, and they are warm for this season, and that neither of them has ventilation holes, by the way, which is something I do prefer when I can get them, although not all felt hats will come with them. This one certainly did not, and again, the Duluth one did. So you can see there's some holes in the crown there for a little more breathability, which is nice when you're starting to sweat in your office doing a video for YouTube, or out walking about in any weather above 70 degrees, when, again, I don't get a lot of use out of this kind of thing once the temperature starts to really warm up. And my hair is starting to look kind of thwacked because I put on hats and took them off. But that's okay. So as always, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments where I'll try to get to them and try to be useful and helpful. And there's other videos where guys do tutorials about how to properly fold the hats better than I showed, because I don't usually fold up hats, like, ever. It's kind of one of the few times I'll ever do it is because I'm making a video. Because if I have a hat out, it's because I'm wearing it, not because I'm trying to stuff it in my locker. But yeah, again, these are not the stiffer felt, which, you know, you get into the X's, the 3X, the 5X, the 10X, the 20X, all that, the beaver fur instead of the wool felt and all that kind of thing. That doesn't start until 7X or higher. I'm not positive. And by then you're in the several $100s range, whereas these you can probably still get for somewhere between 80 and 150 bucks or something. I didn't really look. I was looking for a different hat. Part of the reason I started doing all these hat videos was I was looking for a different hat, and I was browsing the Stetson website, but since I already have so many of these kind of hats, I didn't really pay close attention to these ones or the prices. And then, you know, now we are like a month later, I'm doing a video and I've completely forgotten what I was even looking at a month ago when I was looking at the Stetson hats. So, because again, I didn't remember that I had them, which is nothing against Stetson or anything. Like I said, these are the hats that I kind of typically want to wear around this time of year, but it's gotten unseasonably hot already this time of year. So, you know, not the norm. Normally I'd be wearing something like that in March for sure. So anyway, so yes, comments. I did activate the Buy Me a Coffee feature for those of you who want to help, you know, fund this excursion or whatever the heck I'm doing. And of course, boycott Tinder. I can't tell people this enough. I don't know if the word is spreading. I keep hoping that the more views I get, the more people will lean on companies like this to, you know, get rid of their toxic employees or their potential consumer fraud practices, especially their employees that may or may not be intentionally doing these things. Anyway, but that's neither here nor there. So thank you for watching if you made it this far. And if you didn't, thanks for watching part of it, I guess.